This is the second offering that Lynn and Cody Weinheimer have consigned to this sale. This is a yearling buck, and I've nicknamed him or named him Black Cherry, and mainly because it is appropriate, and that's actually what either Lynn or Cody said. Well, he gets a black cherry color. They pointed out the buck in there with the black cherry color. So I think it's appropriate, and doesn't say much about the phenotype of the animal, but you're going to be able to evaluate that in this 5 minutes of video that we have on this guy. And I will tell you, of course, he's been separated from a bunch of does, so he's pretty aggravated with us right now, so that's why he's running around so much. But I'll get the does out with him in a little bit here, and you'll see him calm down. The good thing about him running around like that, you can see the muscles rippling, and this is an animal that packs a lot of mass. He's going to push that mass out into his offspring. He's not going to have any problem producing at least grade 2 kids at the market for those of you that are looking for meat production. And with respect to those of you who are really focusing on production of does, as you examine him, you're going to see a lot of width between those front legs. He moves out free and easy, got a lot of width between the back legs too. So the things that we prize at Riverview are in our does are that wide stance, because we know that the wider we can make these animals be, that it's going to maximize the high value cut of meat, which is the loin. So a wider loin typically is a deeper loin, which is a higher proportion of high value cut in the ultimate offspring. So not that a lot of people actually sell these kids in a graded sale, but we do. And as the people who actually do the grading have gone through the offering that we bring to the stockyards on the ones that we don't sell as breeding animals, when they lay their hands on these full-blood Weinheimers that we're selling, they just can't believe it. They just have had the experience with many other Spanish goats, which is pretty much a slab-sided, narrow-based animal. And when we bring ours in, of course, massives bring a rib, wide as even the better boar wethers are, and it's just something that they're not used to seeing. So anyhow, Black Cherry here is going to, we hope, breed some of these does. There's also a bunch of does in this little group that are being offered in the sale as well. And so those does will sell exposed to Black Cherry. But we think this is a tremendous buck. As I mentioned in the last discussion I had on the tremendous blue buck, that's the first lot in this sale. Lynn and Cody did spend about an hour going through a group of 40 bucks, and they were legitimately trying to pick the two that they thought were the best. And they picked before I picked the two that I ended up buying as herd sires. And once we had talked about them consigning, they just thought that they ought to be able to put their best foot forward. And truthfully, the bucks were a great group of bucks, and I didn't mind picking after they had picked anyhow. So as a result, we have two tremendous bucks directly from Lynn and Cody. Now, one thing you'll notice in the background here are a bunch of bucks in that other pen, and we picked out some of our bucks that are in the bucks that we're selling in the sale are in that group, but then there was several of them that we actually have since taken to the stockyard because we just didn't think they made the quality cut that we wanted to have. But look at that buck. I mean, again, a yearling buck, got a lot of height, a lot of mass, and has a tremendous color for those of you that want to have a little bit of excitement in the potential kid crop. You got a lot to hope for and expect for and dream about when this buck covers your does. So again, Lynn and Cody Weinheimer, it's probably a pretty rare opportunity for the Weinheimers genetics, because as a rule you got to drive all the way to Texas, Central Texas, to get these animals, but they were gracious enough to let us take a couple of them up to Ohio, and with the hope, from us at least, that we thought it would create a little bit more excitement for our sale. So help yourself, bid off and bid high.